Good morning, and in these dark days, I always start with gratitude. Thank you guys, and thank you guys. As you can tell by the alcohol in my hand, not my first JoCo Cruise before 11 a.m. Oh my God. I have been so grateful for how you've reached out for feedback and actually taken it seriously. Lots of people send out surveys and they're like, oh, yes. But what I'm really interested in knowing is how much do the recommendations for performers actually influence your decisions? Because I know you work very hard to go out and see people in the wild, and I am so grateful for that. But what level of, hey, that's an interesting thing I've never heard about, it plays a part?
It absolutely does play a part. As speaking as the person who has the main responsibility for programming, I do look on the feedback survey, and even when we just get emails, I make it a point to, if I'm not familiar with an artist someone has recommended, I make it a point to look at and view stuff of every single recommendation we get, because I have very certain preferences and context, and I always need to broaden that. So yeah, I can't even think of any specifics. Like, I couldn't name you, oh, this person came on board specifically because a lot of cruisers recommended them, but so many people, between just like other performers recommending them or coming from the survey or where have you, like, that's very important to me, because part of we were being asked this the other night by some of the performers, how we program and what sort of our criteria are, and it is there's no hard math to it, because we always like to bring back some people who've been favorites in the past. Some of them, we have a small handful of people who come pretty much every year, and then there's other people that we like to rotate through, but we also like to bring new performers that everyone would be familiar with, but also trying to find people who maybe most of the audience has never heard of, or even in a genre that you don't particularly listen to, and to sort of surprise people with talent.
Thank you.
Thank you. One specific example from last year, Sierra Hull, who's an incredibly talented mandolinist. When there's artists like that, and I will see them and I will think, cruisers don't know who they are, and they're gonna freaking love this. And luckily we've gotten a lot of goodwill from many of our attendees, because we put this thing on sale long before we announce any performers for the most part, but it seems like people generally give us the benefit of the doubt and trust that whoever we choose to put in front of you, you may not love every single performer, but for the most part, they're going to have some appeal to most of you, and so that's how we try to approach it. And so I'm always open to those sorts of recommendations, whether or not I'm able to follow them. We always welcome them. So please feel free to keep doing so.
Thank you.
Sure. Thank you.